Hey gamers, so you want to get into raiding? Want all this cool stuff to show off to your fellow peers? Well, you've come to the wrong place. First thing you need to know to get you started are common mechanics that most encounters throw at you, be it normal mode, extreme mode, savage mode, ultimate mode, all doesn't really matter. But the normal one that you will always see is the basic orange AOE. All this means is to not stand in it. There's the stack marker, there's two different stack markers, and all it means is you need to stack into it to mitigate damage for the number of people in it. And there's two kinds. There's the circle kind and the line kind. They're both the same thing, just make sure you're in it. And then there's this thing. This thing doesn't come up very often, but when it does, run for your goddamn life. There is also common lingo that is thrown around in the raiding community. There are things like protean waves, which means that it is a cleave that everyone gets hit by in a clock position that is assigned to you. There's Dynamo, which is normally associated with a donut AoE, which is just if you are outside the boss's hitbox circle, it'll hit you. There's the opposite, being Chariot, which means get away from the boss, because it means that the hitbox will get hit. There's Enumeration, that is a little bit more rare, but it usually means partner stacks with a weird looking marker. And then the last thing is Twister, which is an AoE that is baited when either a cast bar is finished or immediately after the cast bar is finished. This one can be the hardest for some people. Another important thing is to try and find people that you enjoy being around. What's better than banging your head against a brick wall for hours on end, hoping to even make a small little bitty thing of progress after losing hours of your life sitting there wondering why you're there? It's doing it with friends, of course. Yeah, sure, there's Party Finder, but that's for insane people. You should try finding yourself a nice group of gamers to stick with. Having a static that I love being around is the main reason I still play the game as much as I do, and it's really enjoyable when we finish the goals that we set for ourselves. Just note, the first group you find might not always be the one for you. You kind of always need to find the right people for you. Next thing you should do is your research. It's always good to have a main class that you enjoy playing and want to be really good at. Do you want to cosplay as the Weeaboo Gamer, or do you want to be a farmer that got so angry that they made a pact with a hungry soul-eating demon? Even if you decide to play multiple jobs, it's always good to have that one main to fall back on. Like if you're progging through a savage tier, gear up your main, and then gear everything else you like after. Get good, practice, read your tooltips. There is a reason that the tooltips are there. One last disclaimer before closing. Just remember, do not compare yourselves to others. You are your own strong independent player. Skill and damage isn't everything. If you are able to accomplish something that you worked hard for, that's something you earned. Don't ruin it by shaming yourself, by comparing it to other people, that they did it better than you or that they did it faster than you. None of that matters. You can become a god gamer in your own time, after you've done everything. You've been blessed by Leonardo DeFlo. Good luck out there.